Okay, I'm going to be working on a 2004 Audi A8L, and I'm going to be changing the transmission pan, filter, and gasket. One of the first things that you want to do, if it has the air ride suspension, adaptive air suspension, is that you want to go ahead and put the key in ignition, turn it on, and you want to go into the adaptive air suspension part. Which is you just hit the car menu here and you use the selector, and on the screen what you want to do is put it in lift mode so that the car will lift all the way up, and you see this white arrow here. Once it finishes lifting, this will actually just go back to the red and black without the white part in there. From that point, you just want to come down here and get the setup. This will appear on the screen where you got the trailering mode and the vehicle jack mode. What you want to do is just use the same thing, use the selector dial, go ahead, turn the jack mode on, and what that does is that turns the adaptive air suspension off so that it doesn't try to adjust up or down or for weight or anything like that, or try to level it out when you're working on the car, because it will do that depending on, if it gets jacked up in the front or back, or the weight in the back seat, or anything like that. It basically levels the car, and you do not want it to do that while you're working on it, especially up under it. And don't forget, when you finish, you need to go back in once you've done everything, fill the transmission fluid with fluid, and you got it off the jack stands. You need to go back in and turn this everything back off. Along with that, you'll probably have a few lights on and things like that on the dash, maybe the EPC, which has to do with the traction control. You may have a few lights on, and you may need to do a short drive to get those cleared, or hopefully you have a scan tool. But yeah, you definitely need to go back in here and turn this stuff off. It's using the car and setup buttons, as I had explained before. You set it on automatic, which, as you can see, is lowering at this time. This is just back to normal ride height. Okay, I'm working on a 2004 Audi A8 here. Gonna be doing a transmission filter as well as a transmission pan gasket. It's a V8 4.2. It's got the W12 front end as far as the 06 and up. This is an 04. The front end facelift. 4.2. I've already drained the transmission fluid, which is just this screw right here. What you want to do also is take your covers off, your plastic covers that are over this area right here, as well as up in the front, that actually cover your oil pan and things like that. Okay, and to make things a little bit easier for everybody, you want to take these off right here. There's these two bolts right here, which is going to remove this bracket right here. Two bolts on each side, so that you can get full access to these rear bolts. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and unloosen these screws and get this out of here. Okay, now that I have that pan off, I already pulled the filter down. It wasn't bolted or anything like that. It just pulled straight down. What you want to do is just go around and get the rest of the gasket material or the silicone, if there's any, or whatever it may be. But you want to clean this area up. What you can use is a brush that has like a brass, soft brass material, or you can use like a Brillo pad. You can use a razor just to kind of, if it's on there really, you know, somebody didn't piled it on there or caked it up on there, you can just use a razor to kind of clean it a little bit, but then you come back with a little soft brass brush or some type of Brillo, you know, soft Brillo. You just don't want to scratch the surface too much. And then after that, you want to go ahead and wipe it down with some type of solvent cleaner that'll dry, you know, basically that'll get the oil up off of there. That'll clean that area up real nice. Get the oil up off of there and keep it nice and clean for you. And you can also just, you know, use your rag or whatever and just get this excess stuff that's dripping, so you can keep your area where you're working nice and clean. Things like that. Just make sure you use some type of rag, a workshop type rag that's you don't want to like rub it, just kind of dab it on there. You don't want to leave any type of residue or anything like that. Make sure you don't use like a linen rag or anything like that. You just want to make sure get you some type of spray or some solvent, good cleaner for your last cleaning before assembly. Yeah, I'm just going to give it one more good wipe down. So obviously with these transmissions, there's always something dripping while you're in the process of prepping it. So you just want to make sure you get your last little good wipe, some solvent, something that's going to dry it up and keep that surface area nice and dry. Not sure if you can see me, but I'm gonna go ahead and scoot down a little bit. And if you want, you can just dab run a little tranny fluid across this seal right here before you get ready to put it in. And you just place it up in there. Just go ahead and give it a good little turn, like barely. Okay. And if you want, you could take this down from over here, right here, these wires and everything, just so that it'll make it a little bit easier. Got my gasket on and everything ready to go. So I'm gonna slide this on in here. Get this slid up in there. I would just screw them in by hand. Just to get this held up. Screw one there. I don't know if you can see, but get a couple of them started, and you want to Try to work as fast as you can, especially if you got some sealant on it. Just so it doesn't dry on you. But once you get about 2 in here, should be okay. Okay, once you get your pan on and you get all your bolts tightened down, what I like to do is just hand tighten them really nice and snug, and then just go ahead, and then once they're snug on there, you can't turn it no more with one hand. Just usually grab it the other hand and just kind of just give it an extra bump. And don't forget here, this is your get the light on that. This is your fill hole. So what you want to use on that is it's going to be a 17 millimeter socket or whatever, but I just got a big Allen key and a wrench on the end. So you want to just unscrew that out, and make sure you do that before you take your pan off, because that is in there pretty tight. So make sure you do that before you unbolt your pan and take it out. Get that unloosened at least. You don't have to take it all the way out, but make sure you get that loosened, because it's definitely going to be hard to loosen once your pan is down. So, or you can just loosen it after you get everything sewed back up and put back on too, and fill it that way. I did loosen and take mine out before. Once you get that back up there, you can just go ahead and get this light here out your way. But you can just go ahead and get your lines and everything put back up, your brackets and your wires, whatever it is you need to get out the way, and get that tidy back up. Don't forget to get this bar here that goes across here. Get that back in, which screws in, and that's basically it. Go ahead and fill it. Go ahead and fill it up. Hope this was informational to someone, and hope I could help you out. You have a good one.